Hey everybody, I'm up here working on the roof. We're gonna do a skylight section to these videos. I got the first one in over there, so I had my practice round, and now I'm just gonna kind of document what I did and repeat it. And wish that I had a head-mounted camera, but just so step by step, I mounted a 2-inch tall frame curb piece to the deck. I'm gonna say that right off the bat, I did not realize there were curb mounted skylights, so I bought a regular deck mounted skylight and then put a curb under it. So that's gonna be, don't do that. Um, just creates an extra flashing fold, and it's a lot more work to flash, to make the flashing for the metal roof. And yeah, so don't do that. But I can, you be able to translate some of these things. So I put the wood curb down onto the ice water shield. I could have wrapped that sheet up onto my curb a little bit, but I'm just gonna put another piece of material there to wrap up and not make it complicated. So screwed down the square, the rectangle, using the square on the inside to find the lines where I want, the inside of the trim basically to line up with the inside of the house, and tried to make the window fairly parallel with the opening and the framing of the house and the drywall and so forth. That's the shower down there. It'll be nice to get this thing back in. All right, I'll be back on the next step. Last time on the previous window, now that I've looked back at my photographs, I did a better job of wrapping the blue underlayment up on the first vertical of the curb and then flashing tape over that. This one I had already put the blue material down, high temperature ice and water shield, down on the deck to keep it watertight, and then cut opening, and didn't really think carefully enough about maybe wanting to peel it up and lap it, but it wouldn't have worked because this stuff is super sticky. Okay, anyway, point being, this one's maybe a little less like well done as the last one, and maybe I'll include some photographs from the last one so you can see. But this is basically the first piece I'm putting in. Bottom, it's about maybe an 8-inch wide high temperature flashing tape. Okay, and then this is the second piece. I'm pretty much just cutting it off, more or less flush here, and then vertically flush at the top, because the next layer is going to wrap over that, and doing little fiddly folds on the under layer doesn't seem to be making sense. So we've got this one in first, this one in second, and I'll do third and fourth steps and come right back. And the third step, basically, the main piece of tape is cut flush at the top, and then I added a little patch with the slot in the other direction just to seal the corner a little bit better. Runs down, wraps around the end, and down here. So this is our most vulnerable point right here, right where water might be coming down to this corner going in. So I've got a couple layers of crisscross there, so it should be shedding down and out of the way, no problem. All right, step number 4, coming down hill and up my first vertical face with this wide tape, and I did a little bit of material here just underneath this corner, because this, whatever it is significantly stickier, so I just feel like it's binding in this corner better, and then just like the bulk lap over that, and we have one more piece to put in. And I'm guessing we're on 5 now. So last one was from top down and lapped in here, wrapped to shed, and that's pretty much it. I did one more layer of this very sticky material. Usually I don't rely on adhesive if possible, but that just lapping onto this so that when, the rain is coming down, before I get my actual metal flashing on here, I want the rain to shed up and over this point here, so it doesn't go under the curb underneath all of this, which it shouldn't, but again, this stuff is super sticky, so it should help with that for a temporary time period. All right, finished off the Skylight sub-flashing, flashing tape, and all that. Put the window sash pane, I don't know, back in place, and the side and bottom flashing that come with it are back on. These windows, maybe twice in the last 3 years, have dripped a little bit when we had very heavy rainstorms, and I believe that just the water rushing down the hill, even though they have those little shields, pretty sure the water jammed up under the window gasket itself, and that's part of the reason why I'm putting curbs under these other ones, just to get them a couple more inches up off the roof deck. And I also caulked from my tape point up to the metal frame right under here along this whole top line, because, you know, if there is water pressure, which I don't think there will be once I'm done with it, but if there is, that's sort of the last line of defense there, so that the water doesn't get pushed up under the window frame. And yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. And we'll come back when we do the metal flashing. I'm gonna make my own and do some fancy folding, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend to everybody. It's tedious and weird, and I guess I'm just I want to learn how to do it, so I'm trying. And yeah, we'll be back. And there's a whole other set of videos on this whole mudroom metal roofing project, so you can look and find those. Alrighty, bye bye.